macOS Sonoma is the latest version of Apple's operating system for Mac computers, and it brings a lot of new features and improvements that make it the most powerful and personal macOS ever. In this video, we'll take a look at what macOS Sonoma is and how it differs from previous versions of macOS. One of the biggest changes in macOS Sonoma is the support for widgets on the desktop. Widgets are small apps that show useful information or let you perform tasks without opening a full app. You can place widgets anywhere on your desktop and interact with them with just a click. For example, you can check the weather, control your music, see your calendar events, or adjust your smart home devices right from your desktop. You can also access the widget gallery to find more widgets from Apple and third-party developers. And thanks to continuity, you can even use widgets from your iPhone on your Mac if they're on the same Wi-Fi network. Another major feature in macOS Sonoma is Game Mode, which optimizes your Mac for gaming performance. Game Mode prioritizes CPU and GPU resources for your game, reduces latency for your AirPods and wireless controllers, and adjusts the display settings for optimal quality and speed. Game Mode works with any game on macOS, whether it's from the App Store, Steam, or elsewhere. And speaking of games, macOS Sonoma also brings some exciting new titles to the Mac, such as Death Stranding Director's Cut, which was announced by legendary game developer Hideo Kojima at WWDC. macOS Sonoma also enhances video conferencing with new features that make it more engaging and productive. Presenter Overlay is a new video effect that lets you show content behind you while you're on camera, so you can share slideshows, documents, or websites without blocking your face. Reactions is another new feature that lets you express yourself with fun gesture-triggered video effects in cinematic quality. These features work with any video conferencing app on macOS, such as Zoom, FaceTime, or Skype. Safari, Apple's web browser, also gets some significant updates in macOS Sonoma. Web apps are now more powerful and integrated with macOS, allowing you to access your favorite sites faster and receive notifications from them. You can also pin web apps to your dock for easy access. Profiles is a new feature that lets you keep your browsing separate between different topics or projects, so you can switch between them easily and keep your tabs, history, and cookies organized. Private browsing windows are also more secure and convenient in macOS Sonoma, as they offer more protection against web tracking and lock automatically when you're not using them. These are just some of the new features and improvements in macOS Sonoma that make it a great update for Mac users. There are also other changes that affect the design, performance, security, and compatibility of macOS. For example, macOS Sonoma brings back stunning aerial screensavers that show beautiful landscapes from around the world. It also drops support for some older Intel Macs that don't have Apple's T2 chip, which means it will only run on Macs made after macOS Sonoma is expected to release in late 2023 as a free update for compatible Macs. If you want to try it out before then, you can sign up for the public beta program at beta.apple.com. We hope you enjoyed this video and learned something new about macOS Sonoma. Stay tuned for more videos about Apple's latest software and hardware releases. macOS Sonoma is the latest version of Apple's desktop operating system, and it comes with many new features and benefits for users and developers. In this section, we will explore some of the most exciting and useful aspects of macOS Sonoma that make it a powerful and enjoyable platform. One of the most noticeable changes in macOS Sonoma is the introduction of interactive widgets. Widgets are small app-like components that you can place on your desktop and access various functions without opening the full app. For example, you can check your reminders, control your music, or adjust your smart home devices from your desktop. You can also access iPhone widgets on your Mac through continuity, which lets you seamlessly switch between devices. Widgets are a great way to personalize your Mac and access information and actions quickly and easily. Another major improvement in macOS Sonoma is the enhancement of video conferencing features. Whether you use FaceTime or other popular apps like Zoom or Google Meet, you can now enjoy a more engaging and fun experience with presenter overlay and reactions. Presenter Overlay lets you overlay yourself on top of the content you are sharing, so you can interact with your audience more effectively. Reactions lets you express yourself with gesture-triggered video effects, such as confetti, balloons, or thumbs up. These features add a cinematic quality to your video calls and make them more lively and interactive. If you are a gamer, you will love the new Game Mode in macOS Sonoma. Game Mode optimizes your Mac for gaming performance by prioritizing the CPU and GPU resources for games and reducing background tasks. It also lowers audio latency on AirPods, so you can enjoy immersive sound without delay. Game Mode works with any game on your Mac, whether it's from the App Store, Steam, or other sources. You can also enjoy new game titles that are coming to Mac, such as Call of Duty, Warzone, Fortnite, Chapter 3, and Minecraft. Dungeons. For developers, macOS Sonoma offers new tools and capabilities to create amazing apps for Mac and other Apple platforms. One of them is the new Game Porting Toolkit, which makes it easier to bring games from other platforms to Mac. The toolkit supports popular game engines like Unity and Unreal Engine, and provides guidance and resources to optimize games for Mac hardware and software features. Another tool is Xcode Cloud, which is a cloud-based service that automates building, testing, and delivering apps across Apple devices. Xcode Cloud helps developers save time and resources by streamlining their workflow and ensuring high-quality apps. These are just some of the main features and benefits of macOS Sonoma for users and developers. There are many more things to discover and enjoy in this new version of macOS, such as stunning screensavers, web apps in dock, shared password groups, and more. macOS Sonoma is a powerful and delightful operating system that elevates productivity and creativity on Mac. macOS Sonoma is the latest version of Apple's operating system for Mac computers, and it brings a lot of new features and improvements that make it more powerful and seamless than ever. In this section, we will explore how macOS Sonoma leverages Apple's hardware and software ecosystem to create a great user experience. One of the key features of macOS Sonoma is the support for widgets on the desktop. Widgets are small apps that display useful information or allow you to interact with them directly from the desktop. You can drag widgets from the notification center to the desktop, or access the extensive ecosystem of iPhone widgets on your Mac through continuity. Widgets blend seamlessly with your wallpaper and fade into the background when you work in apps, so they don't distract you from your tasks. Widgets can also be interactive, letting you check off reminders, play or pause media, control smart home devices, and more. Another feature that enhances the user experience is Game Mode, which optimizes your Mac for gaming performance. Game Mode prioritizes your game's access to CPU and GPU resources, reduces latency for connected AirPods and controllers, and adjusts your display settings for optimal gaming quality. Game Mode works with all games on macOS, including exciting new titles like Death Stranding Director's Cut, which was announced by Hideo Kojima at WWDC. macOS Sonoma also improves the video conferencing experience with new features that help you present and share your work more effectively. Presenter Overlay is a new video effect that places you on top of the content you are sharing, such as slideshows or documents. This way, you can maintain eye contact and engagement with your audience while showing them your work. You can also use reactions, which are fun gesture-triggered video effects that add some personality and humor to your calls. These features work with any video conferencing app on macOS. Safari, Apple's web browser, also gets a major update in macOS Sonoma. Safari now supports web apps, which are websites that function more like regular macOS apps. You can pin web apps to your dock, receive notifications from them, and access them faster. Safari also introduces profiles, which let you keep your browsing separate between different topics or projects. You can switch between profiles easily and have different cookies, history, and tab groups for each one. Safari also enhances your privacy and security with more protections against web tracking and secure sharing of passkeys and passwords via iCloud Keychain. These are just some of the ways that macOS Sonoma leverages Apple's hardware and software ecosystem to create a seamless and powerful user experience. With more ways to personalize with widgets and stunning new screensavers, significant updates to Safari and video conferencing, along with an optimized gaming experience, macOS Sonoma makes the Mac experience better than ever.